Welcome to the Maestro Sersea podcast, where English learners from all over the world learn American English. Are you an English learner? Is learning American English important to you? My name is Iwan Elvis Sersea, Masters of Arts in English and Masters of Arts in Teaching and Learning, nicknamed by my English learner students as Maestro Sersea. I've been teaching English in California for over 30 years. I'm currently a public school teacher and a community college English as a second language instructor in Southern California, United States of America. I have created a free 5-year online English course, as well as many online websites and resources for English learners from all over the world. With your investment of time, positivity, hard work, and determination, you too can become more fluent in the English language. This podcast will help you improve your American English comprehension and communication skills. Welcome aboard. Welcome to our third podcast episode. Today, we feature 3 resources to help improve your American English listening comprehension. So, we start with Careers and Jobs in the USA, Agricultural Workers. We're going to learn what agricultural workers do and what it takes to be one. Second, we're going to learn about a country. And today we're going to learn about Afghanistan. And this is part of our World Facts Club website. And finally, today we're going to learn about American holidays and celebrations. And we're going to focus on Arbor Day and Earth Day, part of our website, usareading.club. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin.
English learners, would you like to learn about different careers and jobs in the United States of America? We have a great educational website for you, www.usacareers.club. Learn about over 100 American careers, work environments, salaries, and job outlooks. Please visit www.usacareers.club.
Welcome to Careers and Jobs in the USA number 2. Agricultural workers. Learn about careers and jobs in the United States of America and improve your American English with Maestro Sersea. What agricultural workers do. Agricultural workers maintain crops and tend to livestock. They perform physical labor and operate machinery under the supervision of farmers, ranchers, and other agricultural managers. Duties. Agricultural workers typically do the following: harvest and inspect crops by hand, irrigate farm soil and maintain ditches or pipes and pumps, operate and service farm machinery and tools, spray fertilizer or pesticide solutions to control insects, fungi, and weeds, move shrubs, plants, and trees with wheelbarrows or tractors, feed livestock and clean and disinfect their pens, cages, yards, and hutches, examine animals to detect symptoms of illnesses or injuries, and administer vaccines to protect animals from diseases, use brands, tags, or tattoos to mark livestock in order to identify ownership and grade, herd livestock to pastures for grazing or to scales, trucks, and other enclosures. Agricultural workers types. We have agricultural equipment operators. Use a variety of farm equipment to plow and sow seeds, as well as maintain and harvest crops. They may use tractors, fertilizer spreaders, ballers, combines, threshers, and trucks. These workers also operate machines such as conveyor belts, loading machines, separators, cleaners, and dryers. Workers may make adjustments and minor repairs to equipment. Animal breeders use their knowledge of genetics and animal science to select and breed animals that will produce offspring with desired traits and characteristics. For example, they breed chickens that lay more eggs, pigs that produce leaner meat, and sheep with more desirable wool. Others breed and raise cats, dogs, and other household pets. To know which animals to breed and when to breed them, animal breeders keep detailed records. Breeders note animals' health, size, and weight, as well as the amount and quantity of the product they produce. Animal breeders also track the traits of animals' offspring. Some animal breeders may consult with farmers, ranchers, and other agricultural managers about their livestock. Crop, nursery, and greenhouse farm workers and laborers perform numerous tasks related to growing and harvesting grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and other crops. They plant, seed, prune, irrigate, and harvest crops, and pack and load them for shipment. Farm workers also apply pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers to crops. They repair fences and some farm equipment. Nursery and greenhouse workers prepare land or greenhouse beds for growing horticultural products such as trees, plants, flowers, and sod. They also plant, water, prune, weed, and spray the plants. They may cut, roll, and stack sod, stake trees, tie, wrap, and pack plants to fill orders, and dig up or move field-grown shrubs and trees. Farm and ranch animal farm workers care for live animals, including cattle, sheep, pigs, goats, horses, poultry, finfish, shellfish, and bees. These animals usually are raised to supply meat, fur, skins, feathers, eggs, milk, or honey. These farm workers may feed, herd, brand, weigh, and load animals. They also keep records on animals, examine animals to detect diseases and injuries, and administer medications. Many workers clean and maintain animal housing areas every day. On dairy farms, animal farm workers operate milking machines. Agricultural workers, work environment, and work schedules. Agricultural workers usually perform their duties outdoors in all kinds of weather. Agricultural workers' jobs can be difficult. To harvest fruits and vegetables by hand, workers frequently bend and crouch. They also lift and carry crops and tools that may be heavy. Injuries and illnesses. Agricultural work can be dangerous. Although agricultural workers risk exposure to pesticides sprayed on crops or plants, improper exposure can be controlled if workers follow appropriate safety procedures. Tractors and other farm machinery can cause serious injuries, so workers must be constantly alert. Additionally, agricultural workers who work directly with animals risk being bitten or kicked. Work schedules. Many agricultural workers have seasonal work schedules. Seasonal workers typically work longer periods during planting or harvesting times, or when animals must be sheltered and fed. Some agricultural workers, called migrant farm workers, move from location to location as crops ripen. Their unsettled lifestyles and periods of unemployment between jobs can cause stress. Agricultural workers, how to become one, Part 1. Agricultural workers typically receive on-the-job training. A high school diploma is not needed for most jobs as an agricultural worker. However, a high school diploma typically is needed for animal breeders. Education and training. Most agricultural workers do not need a high school diploma. However, a high school diploma typically is needed for animal breeders. Some jobs as an animal breeder may require obtaining post-secondary education. Many agricultural workers receive short-term on-the-job training lasting up to a month. Employers instruct them on how to use simple farming tools and more complex machinery while following appropriate safety procedures. Agricultural equipment operators, however, may need more extensive training before being allowed to operate expensive farming equipment. Other experience. Animal breeders sometimes need previous work experience interacting with livestock. Ranch workers may transition into animal breeding after they become more familiar with animals and learn how to handle them. Some agricultural equipment operators may need previous work experience on a farm or operating heavy equipment. Advancement. Agricultural workers may advance to crew leader or other supervisory positions. The ability to speak both English and Spanish is helpful for agricultural supervisors. Some agricultural workers aspire to become farmers, ranchers, or agricultural managers, or to own their own farms and ranches. Knowledge of produce and livestock may provide an excellent background for becoming buyers or purchasing agents of farm products. Those who earn a college degree in agricultural science could become agricultural or food scientists. Agricultural workers, how to become one. Part 2. Important qualities. Dexterity. Agricultural workers need excellent hand-eye coordination to harvest crops and operate farm machinery. Listening skills. Agricultural workers need to work well with others. Because they take instructions from farmers and other agricultural managers, effective listening is critical. Physical stamina. Agricultural workers need to be able to perform laborious tasks repeatedly. Physical strength. Agricultural workers must be strong enough to lift heavy objects, including tools and crops. Mechanical skills. Agricultural workers must be able to operate complex farm machinery. They also occasionally do routine maintenance on the machinery. Agricultural workers, licenses, certifications, and registrations. Some agricultural workers, especially those who operate equipment, need a valid driver's license. Agricultural workers who handle pesticides might need a pesticide applicator license. And in a few states, certain types of animal breeders must be licensed. Agricultural workers' pay. The median annual wage for agricultural workers was $28,900 in May 2020. The median wage is the wage at which half the workers in an occupation earn more than that amount, and half earned less. The lowest 10% earned less than $23,930, and the highest 10% earned more than $39,990. Many agricultural workers have seasonal work schedules. Seasonal workers typically work longer hours during planting or harvesting times, or when animals must be sheltered and fed. Some agricultural workers, called migrant farm workers, move from location to location as crops ripen. Their unsettled lifestyles and periods of unemployment between jobs can cause stress. Agricultural workers, job outlook. Overall employment of agricultural workers is projected to grow 1% from 2019 to 2029, slower than the average for all occupations. Despite increased demand for crops and other agricultural products, employment growth is expected to be tempered as agricultural establishments continue to use technologies that increase output per farm worker. Employment of agricultural equipment operators is projected to increase 11% from 2019 to 2029, much faster than the average for all occupations, and faster than any other type of agricultural worker. Increased use of mechanization on farms is expected to lead to more jobs for agricultural equipment operators relative to farm workers and laborers. Smaller farms that sell their products directly to consumers through venues such as farmers markets might create some new opportunities for agricultural workers. These direct-to-consumer farms have grown in popularity, and farmers at these operations may hire agricultural workers as an alternative to expensive machinery. Job prospects. Job prospects for agricultural workers, especially farm workers and laborers and agricultural equipment operators, should be very good because workers frequently leave the occupation due to the intense physical nature of the work. Prospects are expected to be best for those who can speak both English and Spanish. Agricultural Workers Summary. 2020 median pay. $28,900 per year, or $13.89 per hour. Number of jobs, 2019, were 902,900. Job outlook 2019 to 2029 is 1% slower than average. Employment change 2019 to 2029 is 9,200. Citation: Bureau of Labor Statistics, U.S. Department of Labor, Occupational Outlook Handbook, Agricultural Workers at https://www.bls.gov, OOH, Farming, Fishing, and Forestry, agriculturalworkers.htm. Visited April 15, 2021.
English learners, would you like to learn about the world and improve your English reading skills? We have a great educational website for you at www.worldfacts.club. Our website includes articles with text, audio, and video recordings to help you improve your English reading comprehension skills. Please visit www.worldfacts.club. Afghanistan, learn English with Maestro Sersea. English learners can now learn about Afghanistan and improve English comprehension and communication skills with Maestro Sersea.
Here are some basic facts about Afghanistan. Afghanistan is a country in southern Asia, north and west of Pakistan, and east of Iran. It covers an area of 652,230 square kilometers and is the 43rd country in the world in size. Afghanistan's capital is Kabul, and the country is organized into 34 different provinces. Afghanistan's national holiday is Independence Day, celebrated every 19th of August, based on the event in 1919 when Afghan foreign affairs were declared independent from the United Kingdom. Afghanistan's climate is arid to semi-arid, and the seasons include cold winters and hot summers. The Afghan national symbol is the lion, and the national colors are red, green, and black. Here are some facts about Afghanistan's population and demographics. Afghanistan's population is the 39th in the world, and is estimated at 37,466,414 and includes ethnic groups of Pashtun, Tajik, Hazar, Uzbek, and others. Afghanistan's languages include Afghan, Persian, or Dari, official, as the approximately 78% majority, as well as Pashto, official, at 50%, Uzbek at 10%, English at 10%. Afghanistan's predominant religion is Muslim, with 99.7%, Sunni 84.7 to 89.7%, Shia 10 to 15%, and 0.3% other religions. Afghanistan's total population literacy rate is 43%, consisting of males at 55.5% literacy and females at 29.8% literacy. Here are some facts about Afghanistan's economy. Afghanistan's GDP per capita was $2,065 in 2019, placing it in 213th place in the world. Afghanistan's unemployment rate was 23.9% in 2017, ranking it the 195th country in the world. Afghanistan's population below the poverty line in 2016 was estimated at 54.5%. Here are some facts about Internet use in Afghanistan. Afghanistan's Internet country code is .af. There are an estimated 4,717,013 Internet users in Afghanistan, which is ranked as the 86th country in the world. Here are some facts about illicit drugs in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is the world's largest producer of opium and is struggling with a growing domestic opiate addiction problem. Here are Maestro Sersea's thoughts about Afghanistan. There is a lot of room for growth in Afghanistan. Many things need to improve so that Afghanistan may thrive. Ideally, a peaceful resolution with the Taliban will reduce the violent conflicts and help Afghanistan work seriously on improving the economy, education, and drug problem it faces. As long as the literacy rate is at 43% and there is a great disparity between males and females in literacy, I don't see the economy growing. Currently, more than half of Afghanistan's population is below poverty. This should be linked to the low literacy rate of Afghanistan's population. As the literacy rate grows, more businesses will develop, greater access to Internet will develop, and there will be a significant decrease in unemployment. When options to earning an income will be available, and significant government intervention of curtailing opium production will take place, as well as systematized medical support for those addicted to opium. Afghanistan will be on its way to thrive. What are your thoughts about Afghanistan? What needs to happen for Afghanistan to do better? English learners, would you like to improve your English reading skills? We have a great educational website for you at www.usareading.club. On our free website, you can read along with text, audio, and video recordings to improve your English skills. Please visit www.usareading.club.
Arbor Day and Earth Day. Arbor Day and Earth Day occurs in April each year. Since both Arbor Day and Earth Day focus on the environment, they are combined in this unit. National Arbor Day is the last Friday in April, and Earth Day is April 22nd. Arbor Day. In the 1840s, the Midwestern state of Nebraska was a territory on a wide prairie. When pioneers settled there, they found few trees for building houses or to burn for fuel. There was no shade from the sun or wind, and crops did not grow well in the dry earth. J. Sterling Morton was one of those pioneers who moved to the treeless Nebraska territory. He and his wife planted trees on their property immediately after moving from their hometown of Detroit, Michigan. Morton was a journalist and later the editor for Nebraska's first newspaper. In his writings, he advocated planting trees to help life on the vast barren plain. Later, as a member of the Nebraska State Board of Agriculture, Morton proposed that citizens of the new state set aside April 10 as a day to plant trees. He believed that the planting of trees and orchards would greatly improve Nebraska's economy and landscape. He suggested offering prizes as incentives to communities and organizations that planted the most trees properly. Everyone welcomes the idea enthusiastically. On April 10, 1874, people throughout Nebraska planted about 1 million trees in celebration of that first Arbor Day. Several years later, Nebraska declared Arbor Day to be a state holiday, and the date was changed to April 22, 1882, which was Morton's birthday. The tradition of celebrating Arbor Day spread quickly through the United States. During the 1870s, following Nebraska's lead, other states adopted the tradition and began to plant Arbor Day trees. At first, there was no set date for the celebration, though the last Friday in April was most commonly chosen as the official day. Today, National Arbor Day is the last Friday in April. However, because the best tree planting season changes from region to region, states often choose an alternate date for planting trees. In Hawaii, for example, people plant Arbor Day trees on the first Friday in November, and in Florida, Arbor Day is the third Friday in January. Arbor Day has now spread beyond the United States and is celebrated in many countries of the world. Because of J. Sterling Morton and his interest in the environment and the wide-scale planting of trees, citizens throughout the world have become more aware of the importance of trees. School children have learned about how trees provide wind and heat protection, as well as food and shelter. And Today, a visitor to Nebraska would never guess that it was once a dusty and treeless land. Arbor Day is not like other holidays. Each of those reposes on the past, while Arbor Day proposes for the future. J. Sterling Morton. Earth Day. On April 22, 1970, 20 million Americans across the United States celebrated the first Earth Day. The goal of this event was to emphasize the critical importance of the environment and to make legislators and the American public aware of the growing destruction of the Earth's natural resources. The founder of Earth Day, Senator Gaylord Nelson, had hoped to start an environmental movement so large that it would force politicians to address environmental issues. His efforts were successful. The first Earth Day got the attention of lawmakers, and as a result, environmental preservation became a national concern. That day, the Environmental Protection Agency was created, and Congress amended the Clean Air Act to set new standards on air quality and limits on pollution and auto emissions. Year after year, new legislation was enacted to further protect and clean up the environment. The idea for Earth Day came to Senator Nelson in 1969 while he was on a conservation speaking tour in California. Nelson had read about the anti-Vietnam War demonstrations and teach-ins on college campuses. This gave him the idea for Earth Day, which he envisioned as a similar kind of teach-in, a nationwide, grassroots demonstration on behalf of the environment. With no sponsoring organization or formal plans for the event, Nelson announced the first Earth Day to be held the following spring on April 22nd, Arbor Day. The idea was embraced enthusiastically by people and organizations across the nation, and the event rapidly gained momentum. Americans of all ages and from all walks of life celebrated the day in their towns and local communities. Musicians performed songs about nature and protection of the earth. Celebrities spoke about environmental issues and explained what Americans could do to conserve and recycle. Federal agencies offered expositions showing their efforts in stopping wasteful practices and pollution of the environment. Conservation groups talked about the importance of rainforests and showed how their destruction would impact all life on the planet. Classrooms across the nation introduced curricula on ecology, nature, and environmental preservation. Earth Day continues to be celebrated every year and has grown into a global event. It has helped Americans and others the world over realize that they are stewards of the earth and they can and should do something to protect the environment. Glossary. Arbor Day. Arbor, tree. Environment, the air, soil, and living things around us. Territory, a large area of land, a district or region. Prairie, flat, grassy region of land. Pioneers, a person who settles in a new territory. Advocated, to support, to argue strongly for an idea. Barren, not capable of producing new life, desolate. Proposed, to offer an idea. Orchards, groves of fruit or nut trees planted for the purpose of cultivation. Incentives, physical or emotional reward that pushes you toward a goal. Enthusiastically, with great interest. Declared, to officially name. Adopted, to take up and make one's own as an idea, to vote to accept. Alternate, available as another choice. wide scale, covering a large area. Glossary. Earth Day. Emphasize. To give special significance to stress. Legislators. People who make laws. Movement. Large-scale group activities toward the achievement of a goal. Preservation. Protection from harm or destruction. Amended. To change as a law or regulation. Pollution. The harmful contamination or destruction of the environment with man-made waste and chemicals. Emissions. Carbon dioxide and other such harmful chemical substances sent, emitted into the air from such things as automobiles and factories. Enacted. To make into law. Conservation. Protection of something such as resources, the environment, way of life. Demonstration. A gathering of people for the purpose of public protest or support. Teach-ins. An educational demonstration or rally. Envisioned. To imagine, to form a mental picture. Grassroots. From people at a local level rather than a central organization or agency. Sponsoring. People or organizations that support and finance an activity. Embraced. Accepted enthusiastically. Momentum. Speed or force of motion. Celebrities. Famous people. Recycle. To use again. Process old material for new use. Exposition. Exhibit. Impact. To have a strong effect on. Stewards. One who is responsible for the preservation and care of something. Thank you for being part of this week's podcast with Maestro Sersea, where English learners from all over the world learn American English. I will be back with another educational podcast for English learners next week. Until then, feel free to visit my official online website at maestrosersea.com, where you can access our internet radio, internet television, audio files, video recordings, English Learners Social Network, numerous websites for English learners, as well as other recorded podcasts.